name is Bryan Hughes. Many of us have met before, and the main message I have for you tonight is thank you. I could go around the room and thank individuals here who've helped me, who've prayed for me, who've encouraged me, who've done so much more than I can ever express. So thank you. And you know where we are. We're thankful for our country, for our state. And if we step back for a moment, we realize that in the history of the world, and in most places today, Christians are a small, persecuted minority, right? That's the norm. We read the New Testament. That's what we really expect. That's the norm. Yet in America has been such an exception to the rule, right? Maybe parts of Western Europe, maybe England for a while, but America is really the only place where we've enjoyed this liberty and had a role in the government, really been running things. And so now, the last few decades, we see that slipping away, and it's scary, it's disconcerting. That's why we're involved. So I want to say to each one of you, thank you. Thanks for being here. There are other places you could be putting your resources and your time, other places you could be putting your prayers. So thank you for that. And let me just say this, we're here, this is a wonderful organization. We all have a Christian worldview, but I don't claim to know what's in anyone's heart. I tell you, my heart's pretty rotten. I'm a guilty, vile sinner, deserving of hell. But by God's grace, I put my faith and trust in the Lord Jesus, and my eternity is secure with Him. And I have a wonderful relationship with Him now, or it can be wonderful if I choose to listen to Him and let it be. And I hope each one here will know what I'm talking about. Let me just consult your intelligence and say that every one of us here, because of our sin, is separated from God. His standard is perfection, holiness, justice, and we fall short, right? The Bible tells us that. Our own experience tells us that. We're so glad that even though the penalty for that sin is death, separation from God, He loved us so much that He came down here in the form of His Son, lived a perfect, sinless life, and then gave His life for us and paid the terrible penalty for my sins and yours on the cross. Amen. And He was raised again on the third day, according to the Scriptures. And so, I know you know that. That message doesn't come from the state of Texas. We have freedom of religion in this country. We're so glad for it. But I hope that each one here will bear that in mind. And I hope you won't leave here unless you can say, I know that I know that I know that my sins are forgiven, I have a home in heaven, and I can walk with the Lord. And once that's taken care of, we're so thankful for the work you're doing. And so for those of us, I know folks here know the Lord. For those of us who are believers, thank you for doing this. We know you have a lot of demands on your time and on your resources. Thank you for praying for us. Thank you for being engaged in this fight. And I love my country so much, and I love my state. I'm not giving up, but I am so glad that my citizenship is in heaven. And I'm glad to know that He shall reign forever and ever.